Okay, hello. My name is Jess, and today I will be presenting to you about bar and bat mitzvah ceremonies. I chose this topic because I'm about to have my bat mitzvah, and I wanted to know what to expect. And I also wanted to teach and tell other people what to expect, just so they're prepared as well. I also thought that learning more about the history and the traditions of bar and bat mitzvah ceremonies, I would be able to connect more to my religion. So, let's start off with this important fact that I didn't know, but Gabby told me when I got to talk to her. But, the bar and bat mitzvah, that's the actual person, but I'll be telling you about the ceremony. The general history. The first appearance and the fully developed ritual was around the Middle Ages. In the 13th and 14th century, a boy reading from the Torah was a sign of manhood. It also used to be that the father used to recite a blessing, which could translate to, "Blessed is he who has freed me from the responsibility from this boy." Also, then only boys were allowed to have their bar mitzvah ceremony, but then in the late 19th century and the early 20th century, the bat mitzvah ceremonies were appearing all over the world. It was usually for girls aged 12, but that isn't always the case. The first known bat mitzvah in North America was of Judith Kaplan. She is the daughter of Mordecai Kaplan. She had her bat mitzvah in 1921, and this bat mitzvah initiated many others, and soon it was more developed. So, traditions for your bar or bat mitzvah ceremony, they're usually celebrated on Sabbath. The children would recite the Aliyah, which is a blessing over the Torah. They're usually celebrated in synagogues, but that isn't always the case. Like I said before, the father used to recite one blessing during the service, but nowadays many parents recite the Sheheyanu, which is praised are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who has kept us in life, sustained us, and brought us to this day. So now traditions continued. It's traditional that the children read a section of the Torah, which is called the Maftir. It's also traditional that they recite the Haftarah, which is the weekly prophetic portion. The children usually lead a part of the ceremony, and they sometimes recite the drasha, which is a speech and an explanation of what Judaism means in their life. That's something that the Workman's Circle actually does in their ceremonies. Now, for the experience, it really varies upon if you're religious or not. The ceremony might differ a bit, and it's very natural to feel nervous or scared. I had a questionnaire that I gave to my class and the parents of the class, and some of them filled it out for me. And so these are some things that I actually got from the answers I received. And for the kids, feel free to ask anyone who's already had one. They'll probably give you good words of advice. It's also a good time leading up to the ceremony. It's a good time to think about what this ceremony means to you and what it represents, and just relax and enjoy the ride. Now for the parents. From these questionnaires, I got that the parents want their kids to feel proud and happy and hope their child gets a better sense of individuality, and they understand more about what being Jewish means to them as a person, and they want the ceremony to be meaningful, and they also want their child to have a feeling of community once they're having it. Now, so for some advice, at the end of the kids questionnaire, I asked what's some advice you have received, and for the parents I asked what advice do you give to your kids? The advice varied from serious to funny and uplifting, but in general advice, it calms your nerves and it always helps. So some advice that I received was be proud, relax, enjoy the ride, don't fail, no pressure, and understand your values. Now, to conclude, I hope that people have learned more about the Bat Mitzvah ceremonies from my presentation, and I want to wish everyone good luck, and yeah, thank you.
Well, I just want to express our thanks, first of all, to Gabby Goodman, the wonderful teacher of the Science Club. She's done a great job. And I'd like all the kids to come up and just stand in front of the stage. I think we need another big round of applause. And I just feel especially proud of all of you. You've done a wonderful job. And I really can't wait to the Bat Mitzvah ceremony in May to hear what these kids have to say about their own Jewish identity. So please join us for some light refreshments outside, and thank you again for coming.